Coverage of regional wrestling on KCLY is brought to you in part by Union State Bank, Pierce Thriftway of Clay Center, Washington, and Mankato, Anderson Equipment, Central Office Service and Supply, by Girton Propane in Clay Center, Twin Valley, the Clay County Wrestling Club, and United Bank and Trust.
Once again, we join you from Hayes High School, and now joined by Coach Brandon Pagorsh as the Tigers are getting set for the Consolation semifinals. 5 now wrestling in this round, Coach. 1 win away from going to the state championship with the other 3 in the finals. What a great round you guys just wrapped up. Man, 3 for 3 with pins.
Yeah, I'll take that. You know, collecting those bonus points is crucial, huge at this point in the tournament. Gaining some ground, separating ourselves a little bit from 4th, gaining some ground on 2nd. So I'm definitely pleased with that. But you know, this is that heartbreaker round, or if there's the great round. You know,
we warned everybody it's going to get really, really loud and intense in here, because it is. I mean, it's, you know, the state tournament's on the line. You mentioned team standings. Colby leading the way at 121. Abilene's at 112. You guys at 97 right now in 3rd place.
Yeah, we can definitely, you know, if we put 5 of these guys through, which I know they're definitely capable of, and we got some matchups here, you know, with some of these teams that are all kind of close-knit in there, and having these wins are very, very big, and, you know, any bonus points we get is also good here, but, yeah, definitely a intense round.
Gabe Ware, Ryan Tears, they've had to wait around here for this Consolation semifinal, this one match they want to get to make sure that, you know, they move on. It's got to help to see the guys come out and wrestle the way they have today.
Oh, yeah. You know, like I said, you know, from the get-go, pleased with yesterday. We haven't really wrestled well in our second days of 2-day tournament. So as a coaching staff, we kind of put our heads together on that and said, you know, guys, we got to wrestle better in the second day. And the kids have responded to what we've kind of been working on. And, yeah, it's been shown. Just
tremendous work all the way through those 3 matches. You said the matchups now, I mean, they're going to be tough, obviously, at this point of the weekend. But do the guys know the wrestlers going up against? They have some ideas of what's coming at them?
Yeah, we got some similar matchups here that we've, or familiar matchups, I guess you should say, that we've had earlier in the season. Tristan's going to battle with this Abilene kid who was actually a state runner-up last year. And they've been close. 2 matches in this season have been, I think, you know, combined maybe 5 or 6 points between them. So he's been right there with this kid. And this is the important one, and he knows that. He can come out and win. I think Gabe's kid, he's beaten this year earlier in a duel. So, and Gabe's been wrestling a lot better than he did in that match. So I think he's going to...
He was still banged up so much at that time, too.
So I think he'll separate himself from this kid and definitely go out and handle it. Ryan, wrestler, he's had some experience with this kid before. I watched him a little bit. I don't think they've actually physically wrestled, but, you know, I like the way he's wrestling. His confidence has been great, and he's just been doing the good things that he needs to do to win. And Zeb's kid, we have not seen him. We've had some familiar opponents, so I haven't seen him yet in a match, but definitely a capable match. You know, we could win this. And then Evan's matchup, we have not seen this matchup either, but it's one that we've looked at, and I think it's as well.
How exciting for the Tigers to be in position to do something really special now on this weekend. So I know the guys are excited. It's exciting to see what's happening for you guys. Let's still have another round like we just had. How about that?
That'd be great. 8 through, you know, I at the start of the season, I really looked at, you know, somewhere between qualifying 6 and 10. So we're right there.
Position.
Right in there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Great Saturday thus far, Coach. Even the guys that went out, I mean, they battled so hard. And I guess we can mention them real quickly, especially two of your seniors, Corey Gilbert and Marty Robinson. Corey, as we said, and then Michael Peeler, I should say as well, but Corey comes out, and he is undersized like Michael, and we brought it up, and you could just see, I mean, the difference on the mat. But, man, they gave it a great effort.
Yeah, they sure did. You know, first off with Marty, he battled. He's undersized. Well, it's battled all season, and if I could have, you know, 14 of him, just the way he does things, he comes, you know, it's like a job. He comes to work every day. He's going to give you 100%, never complains or anything like that. It's just, you know, phenomenal to have that kind of kid. So whatever he chooses to do in life, he's going to be, just, you know, do a great job at it. Man, us coaches, that's what we talk to him about. It's like, you know, so proud of that kid. Sure. Everything he does is awesome. Right. And with Corey coming out as a senior, he's got some great athleticism, some strength. Undersized in the weight he's at, but had he wrestled as a freshman, we talked about that. He'd probably be wrestling tonight,
Sure.
in the finals. But it definitely, I think the things he's learned from this season are going to help him out in life as well. I think he's looking, maybe to go into the military after this. So he's got the right tools. He's going to be very successful in that. And then Michael Keeler, the same thing. Wrestled as a senior. He's actually this season has lost like 30 pounds and just, his fitness is up. He's in here doing some great things, and he nearly won that match.
No doubt.
Great little scrambles there. Had that kid in some positions to where he was close to scoring some points, and just unfortunately couldn't come up. But another great kid, 3 great kids with great character. They're going to be, great citizens and people of the world. So I couldn't be more proud of those guys.
Yeah, and they gave such great effort here today to try to move on through. 8 still alive. 3 will wrestle in the championships later. The Consolation semifinals. 5 coming up in that round. It's a big round for you guys. Coach, good luck.
Thanks.
As always, thanks for the time. Coach Brandon Pegorsh with us here. We'll return. They should get started in this next round close to 12:30. They were taking a 30-minute break in between rounds. We'll be back live when they're ready to wrestle here at Hayes.
Of regional wrestling on KCLY is brought to you in part by Clay County National Bank, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Manhattan, Reed Bulk Fuel Service of Longford, McGee Roofing of Clay Center, by Ray's Apple Market, Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack, Bud's Tire Service, and the Citizens National Bank of Clay Center, Greenleaf, Concordia, and Belleville.
And a good afternoon from Hayes High School as the Clay Center Tigers are getting set to go in the Consolation semifinal round. 5 Tiger wrestlers will wrestle for their state championship lives, if you will. A win and you move on. A loss and the season comes to an end in this Consolation semifinal matchup. The first one to wrestle for the Tigers will be at 132 pounds, and that'll be Tristan Metters. And his matchup will be on the way against Jason Smith of Abilene. We're not quite to him checking in, but he will be on the next available mat. He's at the bottom of the 132-pound weight class. And Tristan and Jason Smith of Abilene have wrestled twice this year. They both have been very close matches. Smith has won both. In any sport, it's a common phrase to say it's tough to beat somebody 3 times in one season.
Exactly.
And that's what Tristan has ahead of him now.
It's big time in wrestling, it seems like. It's just such a normal thing to think you got your number, and then they turn around and they're gunning for you. So, and Tristan Grassel came out wrestling really active and just being putting a lot of moves together, and has done really well from what we've seen today.
Right. Tigers in this round also feature at 160, Gabe Ware at 170, Ryan Tears at 182, Zeb Bloom, and then at 220, Evan Stanley. Those are the 5 wrestling in this round. Of course, we still have the championship round coming up later in the day when we'll have Hunter Mullen at 145, Thomas Ridgway at 152, and the first in that championship regional title bout will be Peyton Lane at 120 pounds. So those are the 3 that will have made it to the finals here at regional. See Tristan pacing back and forth, waiting for the chance to check in, and this is the mat he's probably going to.
Yeah, unless we have a pin on mat 1, but this is now in the blood time. It's about a minute left in the third period, but we're in the blood time right now.
Well, let's get a timeout here while we have that opportunity. We'll come back. Tristan Metters waiting to get a chance to get on the mat. The Consolation semifinals next.
Tires aren't all the same, and neither are tire dealers. So go to Bud's Tire Service, who carries Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, don't deal with amateurs. See the tire experts at Bud's Tire Service in Clay Center with 47 years of experience. Proud supporters of Tiger Wrestling.
Court Street Veterinary Care provides the best care for their small animal patients. They offer full-service veterinary care along with grooming and boarding. They also remind pet owners that February is Dental Health Month, so give them a call and schedule your pet's dental exam today. Preventative health care with a dental routine can increase your pet's life. Dr. Eva Stanley and her staff at Court Street Veterinary Care wish the Clay Center Tiger Wrestling Team the best of luck at postseason. Go Tigers!
The Eiffel Tower, the islands of Hawaii, the Colosseum in Rome.
ESPN.
all day.
Don't you wish your dreams were a reality? By opening an IRA with United Bank and Trust, they can be. Offering both traditional and Roth IRAs, United Bank and Trust has trained professionals ready to help you start putting away for the future. And with an IRA, saving for that nest egg can be as easy as dreaming about it. United Bank and Trust. You bank, we deliver. Member FDIC.
Make sure your seeds go exactly where you want them. Have your planter meters calibrated before you go to the field.
Each percent that seed meter is off could relate to 1.5 bushels per acre.
Central Valley Ag Equipment Specialist Roger Wilton can make sure your seed singulation and spacing follow your planting prescription.
If your meter's off 3 or 4%, suddenly that starts to factor into a lot of dollars.
Make sure you get the best stand. Contact your nearest Central Valley Ag.
Where the customer comes first.
The Tigers have 3 guaranteed to head to Salina next weekend. Those 3 that will wrestle later on today in the championship matchup. They have 5 still alive on top of that. So 8 potential that have a chance to move on to the state tournament in Salina. Right now we're awaiting the 132-pound match for Tristan Metters. They are down to 13 seconds in the match before them, which is the first burger we were thinking. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe some relation along the line.
You would think it almost would have to be somewhere with a name of that nature, but first burger from Euler and taking on a Colby wrestler. It just knocked out another Colby Eagle. So the favored team coming into this regional, they had a chance to beat a lot of guys through. Speaking of getting guys through, it's Tristan Metters getting set to go on the mat right now, and his matchup is against Kason Smith. You heard Coach DeGorge talk with us earlier on the air about it. He said this could go either way, and I think both wrestlers know that. Kason Smith has beaten Metters twice this year, once in the duel, once at Beloit in tournament action. Both have been very tight matches, so we'll see if Tristan Metters can get one through against the Abilene Cowboy in NCKL match. We've had a bunch of league matchups here in this last couple of rounds.
You know, and I got nothing against Abilene, but I really hope we win this match.
It's all about Tristan Metters.
That's right.
And the Clay Center Tigers, is what Benny's saying, yeah.
Smith comes out strong, kind of goes for an outside single, and Metters feels that off and shoots a double himself, and not quite there, comes back out. Really active, really physical against each other. Oh, tried a little slide by, and it wasn't there, and it cost him
2 points, yeah, right on the edge. Kason Smith will go up with the takedown. He had an arm drag working. You mentioned he just flipped.
Comes with a slide by instead of kind of going into him. He fell back towards the mat, and then it cost him 2 points. Caution start on Smith from Abilene to start to restart in the middle. Down 2-0 here, 42 seconds remaining. Christian gets 2 speed, gets 1. Happens real quick on the whistle start, gets real active. That underhook drives him right on out of bounds.
Good start, though, to the matchup here, down 2-1, but after getting the takedown, everybody gets a quick escape.
I could say both wrestlers know each other. They've been on the mat before 2 times this year at least, and so we're trying to establish who's going to win this thing. It's very active early.
Shot in by Smith, blocked by Metters. Tristan really getting low earlier. Now they both walk up high and break apart.
Tristan tries that rush, and 2-on-1, nothing there. Has to get out of that.
5 seconds left in the first, yeah.
Little outside single. Steps out of bounds, though.
And that's 1 second left, actually, in the period. So the wrestlers wanting to go a little early, especially Smith, who lurched 1 second on the clock. So we'll go to the second period, and a 2-1 match, another close one between these two. Tigers, again, it'll be 160 before they wrestle again after this matchup for Tristan Metters.
I looked down. Who won that toss?
I did not see, Benny.
The score, and looked down, missed it. Officials going as fast as the wrestlers, I think.
Yeah, everybody's excited this round. Metters works from underneath. He got a quick escape earlier, but Smith this time catches him. Working underneath, although Metters has his legs free.
Smith just basically spirals right on the left side of Tristan, and Tristan's just trying to face that outside leg and come up, which he did, but they were out of bounds, so they got to go back to the center.
Back to the middle of the mat. Get Tristan Metters here at 132, wrestling against Kason Smith of Abilene. The winner goes on to the state tournament. We're back underway. There's the escape. We're tied at 2.
Christian got away with one a little there. He started moving his right arm before the whistle started, but he was okay. Just let it roll, and he got the escape. So 2-2 tie with 1:20 seconds left here in the second period.
The wrestlers locked up. Looks like Better started to work a little 2-on-1. Now they edge toward the outside of the circle. Both kind of countering there. Betters will back off, and they'll come right back to center. Tied at 2.
Watching these matches, there hasn't been a pin yet that I've seen, and they're always usually about 1 to 2 to 3 points difference, and it's been very, very close.
Betters took a shot in, blocked away. Now both wrestlers kind of head tap each other.
Very
wrist control,
head banging, inside ties, outside ties, pushing each other around. Abilene tried to push us out of bounds, and Tristan tried to go to a low double, and they went out of bounds. So still 2-2, 49 seconds remaining in the second.
And they have headbutted each other as they go. Not a headbutt, but when they come together, their heads are clashing.
There's no love lost.
No, there's not.
Exactly what you're saying. And that's, Smith gets an arm drag. Almost there. He keeps it in and bounds and gets the 2. That was so close to being out, but he did keep his feet in.
And now it's against the wall, that close, tight wall on both ends. So Tristan Betters is going to trail 4-2 with 26 seconds to work. He'll work from underneath again. Had the escape twice so far.
That basketball padding was there because Tristan got slammed into the wall right there at the end. And you almost got a little flicker switch on, but they go out of bounds again.
So whistle to a stop now with 17 seconds to work in the second period.
This match has a ton of action in it. These two are really getting after it. 4-2, we're down. 17 seconds left second period. We're down position to start in the middle. He is on.
Caution is on. And we got a blood time. Like. Might be good for both these guys to have a chance to catch their breath a little bit. It has been a battle thus far.
Smith's bleeding from the lip. I wonder why. These guys,
they fight.
They're hand fighting hard. Their heads are coming together hard, and very, very aggressive match.
Betters trails 4-2. We're in the second period, about 17 seconds remaining. So blood time out here to work on the wrestlers. Again, it's Payson Smith battling. It is bleeding.
Apparently, you can have 3 coaches in the corner. But I'm just saying, who's watching. Tristan comes out. He's ready to go. He's standing right in the middle of the mat.
Now, Betters just
knows he has a little work
waiting out in the middle.
A long, long ways from over as fast as these two are moving.
And we are back to center.
Officials blowing a whistle. Coaches haven't even got back to their seats yet. I mean, he's into this match.
There's the escape. And then Smith right back in behind.
Yet.
He gives up another takedown. So Betters got the escape. Payson Smith, a little extracurricular. The official, we could see verbally telling him to back away. There is 5 seconds left in the second period.
Tristan really needs just one here, and he tries to get up. Can't quite get away. That's the end of the second period.
So we head to the third, and Tristan Betters is trailing 6-3. Payson Smith's choice, and he'll choose down.
Tough points to give up right there. It was very tough. That's going to be hard to recover starting on top here. Going into the third, down 6-3.
Smith quickly to his feet.
Tristan goes and puts the leg in, which is potentially dangerous. Stop it, and we'll have to go back down to the mat.
Betters down by 3, working here in this final period. Smith again to his feet very quickly. Betters cuts him loose, and will trail now 7-3, so down by 4.
Got a lot of taking down to do and letting go and taking down. He's going to have to catch him on a takedown to his back is what he's going to really need to do. Heavy-handed, go out of bounds. Very, very active still and getting after it.
Well, both these wrestlers have come to broad it in this one for sure.
Tristan knows where he's at. He's down 4 points. He needs to take down to his back to get some back points. He's got to create that angle and get there, and he's trying hard now, and all Smith's doing is grabbing his wrist and hanging on.
Minute 25 to go in the match.
Smith tries a little arm drag. Let go one of the wrist, tried to arm drag it. Christian blocked that off.
Both wrestlers locked up now. Metters knows where he's at again, down 7-3. Final period.
Minute and 5 seconds left in the final period.
Stay the edge of the mat. And again, Casey Smith, as the whistle is blown outside the circle, trying to still wrestle, and now they get a stop.
Back to center on their feet. Tries a low-level shot. Not there. He missed the ankle. Abilene Smith gets the takedown for 2.
Puts him up 9-3 now with 53 seconds to work here in the match. Metters working from underneath now as they go outside the circle.
Abilene wrestler has been talked to twice by officials. Now the assisting officials doing the talking, but nothing's been done.
And most of it has been simply that as they've whistled it to a stop outside the circle, there's been continued wrestling by Casey Smith. And that's what they're where they've talked to him twice now. Now the Cowboys coaching staff talking with Smith is Metters may have struggling to get back going.
Bloody nose.
Yeah, he had one earlier. No, Smith was bleeding, wasn't he? A blood timeout. So they are Coach Michael Brownell working with him now on the edge of the mat.
Ben's giving me a pretty good earful, too, right now.
Yeah. Coach Begorsh also in the area.
Well, I was saying something about 3 coaches. We have 3 coaches over there, but 2 of them are on the official, and 1 of them are
on the wrestler.
It's been a very active match from the beginning, and it's just they've been very highly competitive bouts.
Absolutely, and they both know what's at stake, so they've come and brought in. They've had tight matches twice already this season. 9-3, Metters trails here in the third period. Say, well, we have a chance. I'm going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll come back, take a blood timeout here. We're back in just a moment.
A history of excellence. That defines Clay Center Tiger Wrestling, and at Clay County National Bank, we are building our own history of excellence. I'm Julie Hamill, and we're proud to help sponsor the coverage of the Tiger Wrestlers this season. We recognize and salute these young men and the coaches who continue to strive for excellence. Join us in applauding the efforts and accomplishments of the Clay Center Tiger Wrestlers. We're Clay County National Bank, member FDIC.
Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep is a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics. Whether you're looking for a tough Ram truck for work or a sporty new Dodge Challenger for play, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep has you covered. During Ram Truck Month, get 0% for 72 months or up to $10,000 on a new Ram. The area's only 5-star certified dealership is Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep on West Anderson in Manhattan and online at schrammcars.com. Go Tigers!
Back once again here in Hayes. Tristan Metters wrestling at 132. They are just now having him stand up, and it's a bloody nose. You can see the plug in. It took a long time to get him stop bleeding to start with. They had to clean him up after that. So
must have got hit pretty good in the nose.
48 seconds to work in the final period. He trails 9-3. So Metters will be in a down position against Abilene's Casey Smith.
So cleaning the edge of the mat with cleaning that up where he was just sitting there, so it must have been coming out pretty good.
Yeah, evidently.
For 48 seconds and down 6, Christian knows he's got a lot to do here in 40 minutes, but it can be done.
48 seconds to work. Like they've got it cleaned up. The official says, get set, and we'll have a whistle start. Metters from underneath, trying to get to his feet, does.
Smith tried to get a spiral right in. Metters comes up, gets to his feet. Smith's trying to just take him on out with it.
Now back to the mat they go. Metters still trying to battle outside on the edge of the circle. Now they're both out. Now Smith buries that head in there as the arm across on the outside.
With the arm bar and just raking across.
Now they whistle it to a stop. He may have blood again. I'm not sure.
There's
that left
shoulder now
that was taped up, and Metters slow to get back to his feet. And we do have some blood as well. I'm not sure which one, if it's the lip of Smith or the nose of Metters, but
it's been a
battle. It has been. These two have come and just gotten after it from the very start. There is, down to 20-some seconds left. The clock doesn't show it right now because there's the blood time not going.
Thought Tristan was going to get to his feet and get out, and all of a sudden kind of pulled back in and went back to the mat. Smith didn't waste any time to get a good cross face on and start working the arms, and that blood probably came out or something.
Tristan Metters appears to be ready to get going again. Yep, gets the headgear back on, snaps it up. Back to center. 23 seconds, the official time on the clock remaining in this match.
With being in a down position, still down 9-3. 23 seconds remaining.
Back underway, gets nearly to his feet. Now tries to sit and turn. And we'll get the escape. Now goes back in with a shot right on the edge. They go outside the circle with 14 to work. They will trail now 9-4 with 14 seconds. They're back on their feet. Whistle start. Here we go.
Smith tried to get another one of them late takedowns, but nothing there. Tristan trying to dig and get into some underhooks, and nothing was there.
Down to 2 seconds, and that's going to wrap it up as Cason Smith will take the victory over Tristan Metters. Metters with a great run here for the Tigers in his first regional championship in Clay Center, but will come up here just short for the softball.
Well, I want to tell you something. We watched a lot of wrestling this weekend. No two men here have went after like those two guys did.
Agreed.
Right there.
Agreed. Terrific effort for the sophomore. Pot left on the table for that guy. His Tiger wrestling career, but
they're impressive young men.
Yeah, we were talking during the break. Even Benny was just mentioning how impressive he was, the way he carried himself, and the way he came out and got to work. He does lose 9-4 here to Cason Smith of Abilene. So the Tigers have 7 still alive, 4 more in this round to wrestle. The next up will be at 160 pounds. That'll be Gabe Ware. But he's ready to go here from Hayes. We'll bring you back with regional championship wrestling for the Clay Center Tigers. And back once again as Gabe Ware about to take the mat for the Clay Center Tigers at 160 pounds. His matchup will be against the Wamego Red Raider. And Hunter Craig is 22-14, a junior. Gabe Ware pinned Craig just a little more than a week. It's been a couple, 3 weeks ago. But there at the match, the duel against Wamego had been bumped from December into late January. So he's had a pin against him earlier this season. We are underway. Just for a trip to the state championships at 160 pounds.
Heavy hands. They come out really banging, and there goes a shot by Wamego, and Gabe does a little spin around and gets on top for the 2-point takedown.
Great counter by Gabe Ware, and the Tiger wrestler at 169 is a 2-0 lead.
He's already dug a chicken wing in. I think now he's reaching for that far side, for that arm. Not there yet. He's trying to pull them hips down and get him flat back again.
28 seconds to work here in the first period. Again, 2-0. Gabe Ware with the lead in the first period. Now he's got a cradle locked up. He didn't have it quite locked, but that's what he's working on. Now he does lock it up a little bit tighter.
It is locked. His head's a little too high. He's got to reposition his head. Got to get suck that baby back down in there.
Down to 8 seconds. Now 6 seconds.
He's just going to hang on to it. That's what he's going to do where he's at.
He'll lead 2-0 going into the second period. So a great start here for Gabe Ware. Following this weight class, Ryan Tears at 170 coming up. Then at 182, Zeb Bloom, and at 220, Kevin Stanley in this round.
They will start on the bottom position going here in the second round.
So Ware will be underneath. And he leads 2-0. Now he's to his feet very, very quickly, trying to feel the hands near the edge, lift it back up towards the mat. Now he spins away, and he's got the escape and has a 3-0 lead.
Great job. Craig lifted him up, took him back to the mat. As soon as he hit, he bounced right back up and got the escape.
Now both wrestlers again locked. We saw a shot in from Craig earlier that Ware used to his advantage. Now Ware has a front headlock working. Craig reaches in for a single leg. Minute 30 to work here, 3-0. Ware leads it. Second period.
Craig got that single leg pulled up, and now Gabe's bouncing around on one leg. Craig hooks his leg that he's got the single on, but Gabe's doing a good job of fighting it off.
Down near the edge, back to his feet, and they'll stop it and bring it back to middle neutral. So Ware still with a 3-0 lead. Now a minute 13 to work in the second period. And we're back underway.
Betting we're on our feet, right? Yeah. We got to our feet, so 3-0.
Yeah, still 3-0. Ware with the lead. Second period. Minute 2 to work. Both wrestlers really leaning heavy on each other right now.
Arm drag. We'll slide by, arm drag, and tries to get something there. Nothing's there. Trying to create that angle that he's needing. Right in the middle of the mat.
Head to head and right in the middle. You're right. 44 to work here in the second period. Just had a rarity, a pin on one of the mats in this round. There have been some battles thus far.
As soon as Gabe wins this match, he'll be wrestling the Goodland wrestler. So got to finish this one out strong.
Single leg in again by Craig, and Ware again fights it off and takes a shot of his own. Misses. 20 seconds to work second period. Ware leads it 3-0.
It was a good shot, reshot back, and tried to get that leg, and it wasn't quite there. So he does a nice arm drag, but doesn't get around in time before. Craig's got long arms. He just grabbed one of Gavin's legs and pulled it in to end up the second period.
So we'll go to the final 2 minutes. Gabe Ware leads it 3-0. Ryan Tears, you can see behind the Tiger bench right now, staying loose. He'll be up next at 170. Might be on the same mat.
Gabe starts on the left side. Whistle starts, breaks him right down, goes, stick that chicken wing in tight. He's trying to work and get that far side of Bard. He goes to the far side. Going to try and pull him over with it. That's what he's going to try and do. Now he goes into a hammer lock.
Working in this third period, Ware leads it 3-0.
Craig gets that arm back, gets his hips up, so Dave comes back in behind. Craig tries to roll through, gets the leg. Dave's still on. Craig's got like a double leg right now, and Gabe's trying to push his head down, push it away.
Sprawls up to his feet, and he's out of it.
He's just one, so right now scores. Gabe has 3. Craig 1. 3-1 lead by the Tiger wrestler.
Down to a minute 8 to go in the match.
Gabe tries hammering that head down, and there Craig does a shot, but Gabe blocks it. Got a hammer block in. He's trying to get his leg loose so he can come back around. He does and gets the 2-point takedown, so we're leading 5-1 now with 49 seconds remaining in the third.
Great effort by Ware once again. Now he's in some control with a 4-point lead and 42 to work and riding on top.
He's done a good job of riding. When he seems like when he gets in trouble, he gets back into decent position. Right now, he's got a strap on. Just trying to keep him solid, keep him down.
Ware with 24 seconds. He leads it 5-1. Craig trying to get to his feet, and then Ware just broke him right back down to the mat. 16 to work now.
They're doing a good job of keeping a lot of shoulder pressure in the middle of this small Craig's back and riding this out down to 5 seconds with that 5-1 lead.
3 seconds left with 2, and Gabe Ware is headed to state for the 5-1 winner here in the Consolation semifinals over Wamiko's Hunter Craig, and it's going to be Gabe Ware moving on at 160 pounds.
Castano from Goodland
for third place here at the regional championships. And he will be moving on to the state tournament next weekend in Salina. Gabe Ware is through. The Hick from the Sticks moves on. And now we have Ryan Tears on the same mat getting set to work.
Well, it's hot, so let's just stay on.
That's right. I like it.
Like somebody making a putt. Okay. Leave it in there. I'm going to make my own putt.
Game looks easy suddenly when it starts happening. Ryan Tears taking on Andrew Voss of Colby, who is 17-10. Both wrestlers out in the middle, about ready to work. And we are underway. Ryan Tears for the Tigers. Such a tough loss in overtime last night, and now a chance to come back here and still make his way to state.
A little 2-on-1, tries to shuck it and miss the leg, so they're about 2 feet from the edge of the circle. Colby Wrestler reaches down for an outside single, and Ryan's got an underhook in that and stops it. They go out of bounds.
Outside the circle they go, back to middle. On the whistle stop, and we're back underway. 28 seconds to go first period. No score as of yet. Both wrestlers still locked up right near the middle.
Abilene's Wolford just won on the other match, so get by this one. See who we'll be facing.
Arm drag from Tears near the edge, unable to finish it off.
Getting nothing there to go on out of bounds with 12 seconds remaining. Back to center. Boss comes out, does a smack the head hard. Ryan just grabs the hand and controls the hand with time running out here in the first period.
It is down to zeros, and we will head to the 2-minute period, second period coming up. Again, no score. Going toss goes to Clay Center, right? Ryan takes the down position for the 0-0 score. It's a good place to be. So he speed quickly, but then ankle was caught down near the edge.
Boss barely got his ankle when he was coming up off the mat. So he go out of bounds, you go back to center and for a restart. Ryan takes his position. Boss gets on him on the left side. Ryan stands up with his right outside leg, starts feeling the hand, and gets away for the escape.
So Ryan has a 1-0 lead, just underway 15 seconds into the second period.
A lot of action in that first period, but no takedowns. Neither one of them really dominated on their right or even really had any much of an opportunity for a score. But then Ryan gets in that 2-on-1 rushing, but they go out of bounds. The difference need to be bigger.
Yeah, they do. Because Ryan has been in position. That time he really was in great shape. Now we've got to stop on the whistle start.
Official motion to start, but didn't get the whistle blown, so he felt like he needed to restart it.
So Ryan Tears working out with a 1-0 lead, 1:23 to go second period.
You know, I see about Ryan, he always stays square to his opponent. He always just readjusts himself and doesn't really get out of position. A lot of hand fighting, inside tie, outside tie, collar ties. Ryan tries to snap down, nothing there. Tries to dig an underhook.
Down to a minute in the second period. There's a single leg shot in. It misses by the Colby wrestler, Boss. Down near the edge again. Ryan's in pretty good position, but they're right on the edge of the circle.
Boss got his left arm. Ryan's right hand or wrist controlled, so he couldn't really do anything and couldn't get around. So back to center with 45 seconds left here in the second period, still leading 1-0.
Back underway, 40 seconds left in the second. They've got a front headlock, but again, right on the edge of the circle, and now they circle around and out.
Seems like about the time Ryan gets what he wants, he's gotten it, but they're right on the out of bounds line.
Back underway, trip to state on the line for these two wrestlers going head-to-head. 28 seconds to work. Ryan Tears for the Tigers.
2-on-1 rushing. Got to try and get head position, but Boss is doing a good job of blocking it off with his left arm. Let's go with that and releases it, starts over again. Boss tries an outside single. Ryan trying to snap the head down, trying to take advantage, but Boss just grabs him wrist and hangs on.
5 seconds left. Right on the edge, whistle to a stop, down to 2 seconds, and 1-0. Ryan Tears still with the lead. And that will end the second period.
What I'm seeing that I really like is Ryan's been aggressive on his feet for this period and came close several times.
We've got Deb Bloom going now for the Tigers as well at 182. We knew they would start stacking up a little bit there. Actually, at can't see a score.
Sorry, it's 1-0. Zep's down into the second period already. So must have been a no score to begin with. And
there's a big double leg against Bloom. Now to the single leg near the edge, trying to bounce outside. They're going to give a 2-point takedown right on the edge, and Bloom's going to fall behind 3-0 with 30 seconds to go in that second period.
It's 1-1 tie over here on Tears' match, and he has 1:35 to go, and they're on their feet.
Bloom from underneath position, trying to get to his feet, now trying to roll through on the edge. But in control is his opponent at 182 pounds, and Bloom has
got a decent double to go out of bounds.
Tyler Dow of Bueller
Zeb's trying to get off the bottom. 17 seconds, down 3-0.
And it's 12 to work for Ryan Sears, tied at 1. At a front headlock, still trying to work there. Now the 2-on-1 near the edge, tries to reach, but they both go outside the circle. Bloom is down to 2 seconds left in the second period. Zeb trails 3-0. We're back over to Ryan Sears with 1:02 to work here in the final period, tied at 1.
Our choice for taking down position for Zeb Bloom and on mat 3, down 3-0 to start the third period.
So 2-on-1 again for Sears. Almost hit it one more time, but they circle outside the ring. Whistle to a stop with 50 seconds left in the match. Sears tied at 1 with his opponent from Colby.
Zeb tries to get to his feet, but can't get there. Tries to roll through. Nothing there. Trying a little switch. Can't get the switch.
Sears down to 42 seconds left, still tied at 1. Got an underhook in. The pressure on the head up top, 33 seconds. Now a single leg in on Sears by his opponent from Colby. They'll circle near the edge and outside the ring. They're whistle to a stop, still tied at 1. So they go back to middle with 27 seconds left, a 1-1 tie.
Zeb's trying to get to his base, but the Abilene wrestler hadn't done anything except for put his shoulder in the middle of his back and drive him and just waste time with Coach Fedoris just wanting to stall him.
15 to work for Sears, 1-1 tie. Maybe headed to overtime again. Chance here for Sears.
Down, tries to get around, nothing there.
8
tries
seconds.
To throw him back.
5 seconds.
There it is.
He's got the takedown, and Sears is headed to state. Ryan Sears with a last-second victory. 3-1 is the final for Sears.
That Bloom goes out of bounds, goes back to the middle, 54 seconds, and Coach Fedoris is saying, that's some urgency here. You're down 3-0. We got to get out of this.
Bloom back underway.
Comes to his feet, not there. Switches, hip hop, goes for a reversal. He's riding now. He's on top.
45 still to work, and he's down by 1. Zeb Bloom makes a big push here.
He doesn't do anything pretty quick. They will bet you they'll cut him.
They have to at some point. Coach is right now saying, let's go neutral.
Going neutral, that's a good choice.
4-2 now.
Zeb Bloom's got to have a takedown. 35 seconds left. Goes for a little kind of a inside single, nothing there. Gets a wrist control. Trying to Abilene wrestler just blocking. Collar tie and block with the elbow. Zeb's driving. Got
a warning for stalling.
The clock is not didn't run for probably 7 seconds or so.
That's good for the Tigers.
I'm sure the timetable was probably starting to count.
They may take some time off the official over talking right now with the scores table.
I would assume it's somewhere around the 8 second mark. Right now they have 26 seconds. They're going to go to 18 seconds.
So Zeb Bloom down by 2 with 18 seconds left. He needs a takedown to tie it and get to overtime. Certainly has that chance.
You can't let him block him. He's going to have to post them hands. He's going to need to come in and post and just drive through and get something done here. If he ties up with him, he's going to be tough because the Abilene refs is just collar tying and blocking with elbows.
So we're
right
back
outside sweep, nothing there. Driving through, trying to push the arm through. Tries
down
to snap and go slow, barely missed the ankle.
Shoots again, right on the edge. Down to 6, 5, 4. Outside the circle they go. 3 seconds left. Back to middle. He chases him off the mat. They'll give a point for stalling, but it's going to be a 1-point loss for Zeb Bloom and a tremendous matchup here at 182 pounds. Tyler Dow of Bueller will advance. Let's check that Colby, the wrestler that moves through against Zeb Bloom. And Zeb will end up with a loss here. And Edmondson to Colby, we mentioned the connection to Play Center earlier. So Edmondson of Colby gets the win over the Tigers. Zeb Bloom 4-3. What a matchup there. And Zeb gave himself a chance after falling behind. tough loss for Zeb Bloom, a 4-3 final.
Which you wish on a lot of things, but there was a lot of stalling happening here pretty midway through that second period, is what it was called. So, but
just so close, yeah, to get within 2 and working for that takedown. It ends up with a 4-3 loss here for the Tigers' Zeb Bloom, which will end his weekend. And what a weekend it was, and so close to making it into Salina. One more in this round to wrestle. Ryan Kears has advanced with his victory at 170 pounds just moments ago. Gabe Ware at 160. Also knows he's going to state. It'll be Evan Stanley next to wrestle with the Tigers at 220 pounds.
Planting your seed at the right depth is critical for a good stand and a maximum farming return. That's why you should consider installing the hydraulic downforce on your planter.
Hydraulic downforce is a way to ensure that we get the correct amount of pressure on the grow units to place the seed at the right depth to get the best stand we can.
The hydraulic downforce is an investment in your planter that pays off.
On the average, we can get 10 bushels an acre over your standard factory spring.
Talk to Central Valley Ag now about the hydraulic downforce.
Save money on the best-selling pickup in the country. The highest Ford rebates in history are on the remaining 2014 F-150s at Hanson Ford in Clay Center. These Ford F-150s have earned the right to boast of comfort while delivering a tough, hard-working package and efficiency with its EcoBoost while producing power when you need it. Stop into Hanson Ford and look over their nice selection of 2014s and save with Ford rebates that have never been higher. Check out hansonford.net. Farmers, are you looking forward to getting a jump on those weeds in your corn, milo, soybean, and alfalfa ground? The field specialists at Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales include Brent, Alan, Darren, Kent, Mike, and Kenny Beach, and they stand ready to address the crop challenges you face by tailor-making specific solutions to protect your crops. They work hard to stay on top of the latest innovations in order to bring you the best products to produce the best returns. It's time to call Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales.
Have you signed up for the Color Race yet? On March 21st, Twin Valley is again hosting the second annual Color Race in Clay Center. The deadline to be guaranteed a t-shirt is February 27th. Don't miss out on the fun. If you don't want to participate, consider volunteering. We need your help. Volunteers get a free t-shirt just for helping. You can throw color, cheer participants on, and much more. To register or volunteer, visit twinvalley.net/color. See you there.
A return to Hayes. The Tigers have one more in this Consolation semifinal round. That's Evan Stanley at 220 pounds. And next available match likely would be Evan.
This is last period or almost a pin. There it is.
And there it is. We may have Evan ready to go very quickly. Stanley will be facing off against Smoky Valley, who comes into this matchup. Jared DeMott, who had a bye in the opening round, and then would win by fall over Rock Creek wrestler before losing to Hayes' Dolzit. And so, again, Jared DeMott will go for the Smoky Valley Vikings against the Tigers' Evan Stanley.
Actually, we're one more match.
One more match from getting opened up, and that'll be, well, they're about to the final period, and likely the match that Evan Stanley will wrestle on. Again, to recap what has taken place thus far, Tristan Metters at 132 pounds saw his weekend come to a close. That was with a 9-4 loss to Cason Smith. Then at 160 pounds, we saw Gabe Ware advance to the state championships and to the Consolation finals after a win over Hunter Craig of Wamego. At 170 pounds, Ryan Kears has advanced to the state tournament, a 3-1 winner against Andrew Voss of Colby. The 4-3 loss for Zeb Bloom at 182, and that leaves Evan Stanley to wrestle at 220 pounds. Stay with us. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Should be really close to having Evan Stanley going at 220.
At Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy, the pharmacists are committed to making sure you understand the instructions that allow your prescriptions to be taken safely and effectively. They'll take the time to counsel you and set your mind at ease concerning your medications. Patterson's has healthcare aids such as walkers, canes, and lift chairs to help you with your daily mobility needs. Putting the care into healthcare is Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy, with locations in Clay Center, Abilene, and Salina.
This is 100.9 FM, KCLY Clay Center.
Roscoe
Why are you dressed like a WWF wrestler?
Call me Shredder.
Why?
Well, we're going to talk about our wide variety of shredders that allow people to guard their personal and business information, right?
Right.
And how we have Swingline Crosscut Shredder with Auto Oiler on sale for only $699 during February, right?
Right, but why the get-up, Roscoe?
Call me Shredder.
Folks, to keep your personal and business information from falling into the wrong hands, come see me.
And Shredder.
At Central Office in Clay Center.
Graduating high school seniors, listen up. Farmway Co-op is offering 5 $1,000 scholarships to assist for their education of Kansas students. Farmway Co-op is committed to improving, encouraging, and empowering the healthy development of our students. So make sure you apply before the March 1st deadline. Applications can be found at any Farmway location or download one online from farmwaycoop.com.
Farmway Co-op, your partner in growth.
Have you ever stopped to think about how much money you save over a year's time when you choose the best choice and always save products at Ray's Apple Market? These private label brands have earned their popularity by offering good quality at a better price. From all types of food to household items, Ray's Apple Market is pleased to give you many choices, including these private label brands such as Best Choice and Always Save, all for your satisfaction. Your town, your store. Ray's Apple Market.
Back once again in Hayes as the Clay Center Tigers still waiting at 220 pounds for Evan Stanley to head to the mat. There are about 30 seconds left in the match ahead of him in the final period, and it's a 7-1 match. So I think that would probably be the timeline we're on for Evan to take the...
Well, this will be a battle for Evan. This will be a really tough match. We watched this young man last night. Right, win in overtime, and it was a pretty good opponent. Evan can get him, though.
Stanley gets here after a win by fall in the opening match today. A win by fall to get into this matchup, and now he'll have the mod of Smoky Valley with a chance to go to the state championships. Tigers have
over, so Evan will be up on mat 3.
Tigers have 2 in the championships of the Consolation Finals with Gabe Ware and Ryan Sears advancing, 3 in the regional championship matches later on today, and so they have 5 guaranteed to go to state. The 6th could be Evan Stanley if he can find a way in this Consolation in the final. Well, what do we got here? Maybe we don't have that enough. Who's that? Goodland wrestler. So that's the match before Evan. So we are still one match away, it looks like. So they will be on to our left, I believe, on mat number 1, which they are into the final period, and about 1:40, and it's a 7-3 match. So now we're probably about 90 seconds out from Evan Stanley heading to the mat at 220 pounds. Stay with us. We'll come back in a 90-second break, and we should have Evan going at 220.
The Northeast Kansas First Trials are in, and the Oldie Seed 2414 corn hybrid takes first place with an impressive 208.6 bushel performance, outperforming 35 other hybrids in 4 locations. And if you're concerned about managing risk this season, ask about our new Drought Guard hybrids that are delivering record yields. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555. That's 877-692-4555.
Hear what customers in Lynn wrote. Dear Geisler Roofing,
we would like to commend you on the wonderful work you did installing the windows and siding on our house. They look amazing. What an awesome clean job your crew did. Not a splinter of wood was left behind. The crew was very courteous and efficient. We have received many compliments and have recommended your company to others.
Choose a company with integrity. Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. Visit GEISLERroofing.com.
A history of excellence. That defines Clay Center Tiger Wrestling, and at Clay County National Bank, we are building our own history of excellence. I'm Julie Hamill, and we're proud to help sponsor the coverage of the Tiger Wrestlers this season. We recognize and salute these young men and the coaches who continue to strive for excellence. Join us in applauding the efforts and accomplishments of the Clay Center Tiger Wrestlers. We're Clay County National Bank, member FDIC.
Evan Stanley at 220 pounds, about to take the mat and check in and get rolling here in his Consolation semifinal matchup. As the Tigers have one final match in this round. Again, DeMott of Smoky Valley will be his opponent. He came into the championships for the Vikings at 18-5, a senior for Smoky Valley. So, as Benny said, very tough matchup. We've seen him wrestle a couple of times. Sitting right amongst his family and fans here with the Vikings. We've been around them all weekend long, so paid some attention to what they've been doing. Evan Stanley for the Tigers. Again, 2 pins today to get into this position. He pinned Austin Higby of Concordia, then had a win by fall over Michael McKinney of McPherson. So he's been wrestling hot to get into this position.
Whistle start, 1 minute period, so here we go. Evans goes in, starts a little bit of head slap. We'll slide by, nothing there. At the middle of the mat.
DeMott for Smoky Valley, kind of in the same position as Gabe Ware and Ryan Tears were, because he lost an overtime 1-point thriller. There's a little bear hug almost put in. Now behind comes DeMott, and he takes Evan Stanley down at 2-0. Now working a tilt on Stanley, and Evan able to roll through it.
DeMott lifted Evan like he was
strong. Yeah, he is strong. No doubt. Tight waist in right now. Now he's got the arm of Stanley at controlled wrist underneath.
Evan trying to get a base, but DeMott is covering, driving hard, and keeping him down. So now Evan gets the hips up, and DeMott just brings him right back to the mat.
Jared DeMott, a senior for the Vikings, again leads at 2-0 after early takedown. Down to 2 seconds in the first period, and that is where we'll be going into period number 2. So coin toss. The center wins the toss. Evan's going to defer. DeMott's going to take the bottom. So Evan will get started on top here and see what he can get done. Down 2-0. We are back underway. Tigers have 2 in the Consolation finals, 3 in the championships later on today. Excuse me. DeMott gets to his feet. Evan tries to pull him around. The bell right on him. Kind of sagged back, so he fell right on him. DeMott trying to get that arm drug in. Evan comes to his feet. Tries to peel a hand. Nothing there. DeMott brings him back to the mat. 4-0. Stanley trails now. The 1:30 to go. Second period. Now they whistle it outside the circle to a stop, and they'll bring it back to center. Evan that time was lifting, and he just kind of pulled DeMott back toward him, and as you said, DeMott just used that leverage and fell right on top.
Lowered his elevation and just kind of right back on him. Evan tries to get to his feet, outside leg up. DeMott just kind of spirals it down and hammers him back to the mat.
Minute 17 to work. We're in the second period. Stanley trailing here, 4-0.
Evan doing a good job of blocking and peeling that arm through. You don't want to give him that arm put in the middle of your back. DeMott gets the ball and chain, though, and picks it right up, just like
trying to stack.
He's trying to stack him.
And there's the pin. So DeMott is through, and Evan Stanley, we knew it was going to be one heck of a fight for Stanley, and second period pin will end the weekend for Evan. But some great stuff he put together this weekend, too, Denny.
Jeff really did. He was only one match away, but ran into a buzzsaw right there.
So a loss by fall for the Tigers. That means Play Center does know they have 5 going to state next weekend. 2 will wrestle in the next round. That's the Consolation finals for 3rd and 4th place. That will be Gabe Ware and Ryan Tears. And then we have 3 out the front side that will wrestle later on for the championship. Peyton Lane, Hunter Mullen, and Thomas Rickley. We'll take you back to regular programming when we have an idea on the start time for that Consolation finals round. We'll bring you back here to Hayes and Gabe Ware and Ryan Tears. Welcome back to Hayes. The 4A Regional Championships here on KCLY continue with the Consolation finals. Gabe Ware on the mat for the Tigers right now as he is matched up at 160 pounds against Gastineau of Goodland. There's a shot in against Ware by Gastineau, double leg, but Ware sprawls out of it, almost went for a throw near the edge, and now they go outside the circle.
Gastineau come all the way up into a bear hug, and I thought Gabe was in trouble, and Gabe just kind of pulled the arms up and got him off of him and went out of bounds.
So Ware continues to work here. A little duck under move, misses. Now a front headlock that he works on near the edge once more with 12 seconds to go out of play. And they're running 3 maps here in the Consolation Finals, so it's gone really quick this round.
Really has. In 1 minute periods go by fast. So only 8 seconds left here in the first period.
Ryan Tears is going to be checking in as we speak right now, right next to Gabe Ware. So we'll have them both going here shortly. Ware at 160 pounds, his opponent Gastineau of Goodland. Then at 170, it'll be Ryan Tears taking his matchup into the against the Abilene Cowboys, Wooster.
With a 0-0 score. Tanner Gastineau of Goodland shows down, starts the second period running the top. So Gabe flattens him out, puts the shoulder in the back, and starts working on him on.
Ryan Tears just getting underway against Wooster of Abilene, and they are just in the first period, about 6 seconds in. No scores have yet there.
Gabe just riding, being in the hole, trying to work on them hands and work on them arms, trying to get what he wants.
Ryan Tears goes to 2-on-1, working out still near the middle. Now they break apart. They're 37 seconds away from the end of the first period, no score. And he's against an Abilene Cowboy.
Gabe got the chicken wing in there for a little bit, but he had to pull it back out and get her in behind because he started to lose control. That's a pretty long, lanky wrestler from Goodland.
Spears started to try a little snap down, wasn't there. He's down to 18 seconds in the first period, scoreless. These are the two Tigers wrestling in this round, the Consolation Finals for 3rd and 4th place. They know they're headed to the state championship. 5 seconds for Tears in the first period, no score. And they will head to the second period scoreless at 170 pounds.
Gabe's staying on the hips pretty heavy, but he's kind of working side to side a little bit with the arms, and nothing's happening. So kind of almost surprised he hasn't been called for a little bit of a stall, but he just doesn't want to give anything up. He's staying in good control and in good position with 30 seconds left here with a 0-0 score still for Gabe Ware.
Ryan Tears back underway, got to his feet, but then off the mat early into the second period.
Gastineau's coach is yelling at him. He's down to 15 seconds, wanting him to go, 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 and Gabe's hanging on tight, keeping that wrist control and trying to drive him straight down, getting back to the mat. Gastineau comes up. Gabe takes him straight up, brings him back down to the mat.
Now on the edge, Tears got to his feet for a moment. Now he's almost cradled up. Now they do scoot off the mat, and with a minute 35 still wrestling, they have not whistled it to a stop. Wooster of Abilene, now a stalemate's going to be called, and they'll bring him back to middle.
Gabe starts the third period, 0-0 score here. He takes the down position. Gastineau trying to get a leg hook in, and he does. Gabe comes to his feet. Then he has to go back to the mat.
Back underway, Ryan Tears, a minute 28 to go in the second. He's to his feet, peeling hands, trying to get away. No score in that match as well. Tears nearly got free. Now over near the edge.
Gabe came to his feet. Gastineau was trying to keep a leg hook. Gabe got that out of the way and turned around for a reversal to lead 2-0 here with a minute 30 in the third.
Tears in decent position, but now he's got a head gathered in by Wooster. Both wrestlers, now they're giving back points to Abilene as they've gotten Tears. They just kind of rolled into a position where it's almost a head and arm that Tears has gotten caught in. So Ryan's going to be trailing in the second period. We'll see how many they give on the point. 3 back points, and Ryan Tears down 3-0.
It's too bad he's almost all the way through that, but got caught. We're still a minute 9 seconds in the third. Gabe Ware's been riding tough. He rode the whole second period, and now he's on top again. He has to keep on riding with a minute 9 left in the third. 2-0 lead.
Ryan Tears to his feet, 22 to work. He's down 3-0, trying to get the escape. He's been close a couple of times.
Gabe Ware, Gastineau came to his feet and had an underhook, was going to try and throw, and Gabe dropped his elevation, got him to his back, so Gabe's going to get back points here. Lead 5-0 with 50 seconds left in the third.
They're about to the end of the second period for Ryan Tears, and he'll go into that final period down 3-0.
Gastineau comes to his feet from Goodland. Gabe just comes up, grabs an arm, pulls him back down to the mat with 35 seconds left, still leading 5-0.
Tears will go to the final period down 3-0. They'll go neutral, so both in a standing position to start. Ryan Tears down 3 points to Wooster of Abilene. He goes 2-on-1, trying to get some leverage and The arm's still in control, working with the head to start him down toward the mat. Now he tried to go to a front headlock. It wasn't there.
30 seconds left. Gabe starts on top again. Gastineau comes to his feet. Gabe goes down to an ankle, picks it up, trying to hang on to that leg, come around. Stalemate call to go back to center. 13 seconds left. Gabe Ware in pretty good control, leading 5-0. 13 seconds left in the match.
Ryan Kears still working with a minute 20 in the third period. He is down 3-0. They started neutral in this period. They've stayed that position. So a long way to go in this one in just a 3-point match.
That's no good when it comes to his feet. Tries to hit like a Granby right from his feet. Gabe gets stops and is strong enough to hang on to him and wins that match 5-0 to win a third place here at the.
So the regional third place consolation final win for Gabe, where Ryan Kears is still down 3-0. Both wrestlers in that standing position. So Gabe Ware a winner for third place. Now near the edge, a shot in for Woofter. They'll scoot off the mat. No points awarded. Back to neutral in the middle, but Kears still down 3-0.
Had to look twice, really, on the other match with Abilene. We're both wearing orange, so it's kind of hard to see us, though. But Ryan's got to work hard at getting some points here. 30 seconds remaining in the third, down by 3. 2-on-1 rushing. Not there.
26 to work. Now gets it behind. He's got the takedown. He's within 1.
I would assume he'd have to cut him.
20 seconds left. 15 to work.
Cut him.
Now he lets him go.
13 seconds. Don't wait for him.
There's the escape. Now starts at him. 7 seconds left. Here's down 4-2.
Got to go for that low ankle pick. Got to be quick. 7 seconds left.
Takes the shot.
Outside single.
And he's going to run out of time to finish it as the buzzer sounds. Ryan Kears will lose a 4-2 decision at 170 pounds and take fourth place. So a third place for Gabe Ware, a fourth place for Ryan Kears. Both will be in Salina next week. Of course, the biggest thing in the consolation finals is seedings for next weekend's state championships at Salina. Ryan Kears, a 4-2 loss at the hands of Woofter of Abilene. Gabe Ware a win 5-0 in his matchup against Gastineau of Goodland. Now for the Tigers, when this round finishes, they'll go down to one match. And we have 3 Tigers that will wrestle in that championship round. That is Peyton Lane at 120, Hunter Mullen at 145, and Thomas Rickley at 152. The Tigers in this consolation finals round. A third place for Gabe Ware, a fourth place for Ryan Kears. When we have the championship matches ready to go with Peyton Lane, Hunter Mullen, and Thomas Rickley, we'll bring you back here live for the 4A Regional Championships on PCLY.